Hello everyone, this is Helen H. and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. I hope everyone is doing well today. Today I thought I would do a little bit different video. I've made videos on making these snippet strips, and a lot of people make videos on snippet rolls, and I explained why I like the strips versus the rolls. However, some of you may not know what to do with them other than just stick them in a journal, cut a piece off and use it as a focal point or something. I had some other ideas to come up or to use these little snippet things, and I thought I would share just 3 of them with you. So the first one we're going to work on is some paper clips. So what I have here, I've got these bigger plastic paper clips from Dollar Tree, and what I thought I would do is, okay, this is the kind of paper clip that would go on something sideways, like this way. So it could be in a journal this way. So what I thought I would do is just decorate this with a piece of snippet. I'm just tidying up the edge here because it wasn't 100% matched on both sides. But anyway, so this one is going to go in a journal this way because this is the way the clip is. So it's going to slip on the page sideways this way. Now, my snippets, and your snippets can be whatever size you want because it just depends on what you use on the bottom. And if you saw my last video where I made some of these, I suggested if you didn't have the tape that I was using, this brown tape, that you could actually just use a piece of bag, like a grocery shopping bag. So you can cut it as wide or thin as you want. Now, mine happens to be 2 inches, so a 2-inch paper clip is actually too wide for my paper clips, these bigger paper clips. They're not quite 2 inches. So what you can do, if you've never even thought about it, which I really hadn't until I came across this problem, is you can cut pieces off. It doesn't have to be the whole width, I guess, is what I'm saying. You can cut it to whatever height and thickness you want. And it just so happens on this one, I get a little bit of the yellow flower in there, but I have this sticker of these little blue flowers here. So I can go ahead and use that right there on my paper clip, and it's a super easy way to add to something, especially if you're mask making. This would be really good because you don't have to do each one separately. You can just make the bases like this and then use your snippet rolls and just cut them off and glue them on. I'm just going, this base that I have has a little bit of sticky on one side, but not all the way through. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick this on. To the best of my ability, stick it straight here. Of course, I cut it by hand, so it's not going to be straight, but I'm not all about perfection. Now, remember what I said, if you saw my last video about, and if not, I'll try to remember to put it at the end as the end screen, but if things start to come off your snippet roll, like things you glued on, they're not just quite glued or attached, just take your glue and glue it back on. It's no big deal. So there we've got a paper clip from the snippet, and it's already done. So you can just literally just take it on a page and put it on, and it's that simple. Now, if you want to do something a little bit different, what we could do, I tell you what, let's let this dry a little tiny bit here. We'll come back to that one because if I don't, I'll tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking of just going ahead and doing a little bit of a fishtail on the bottom of that. Oh, I see what's happening. It's coming from that paper. See, so that was coming up. It's no big deal. I just glued it back on, right? But how quick is that to get a little mixed media piece rather than having to make that tiny little collage? So the next type you can do is a hidden paper clip, and people do these all different kinds of ways. I just do it the way I learned, which is you take a piece of paper the size that you want your paper clip to be, and you fold it in half and stick it inside your paper clip like that. Then you take another piece and you're going to glue it on to the top and fold it over. And I think what I'm going to do is actually make it a little bit longer so I can trim it up evenly, if that makes sense, to the bottom here. Because just like anything else, if you're going to put something bulky inside something else, you might get creep where you have things sticking out that you don't want sticking out. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold that like that. So now this piece is just folded over this piece. Now for this, I would use a stronger adhesive. Well, okay, let me just put it this way. I am using cardstock for this. This craft is cardstock. So I would go ahead, if you're using cardstock or scrapbook paper, to use a thicker adhesive. If you are using paper, you might get away without using a thicker adhesive, okay? So I'm just putting some glue on, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and glue that down and try to make it as even as possible on the sides, like this. Just kind of smooching it around to get it to glue. And then we'll go and do the other side and do the same. Just go ahead and put the glue. I'm even putting it between there. Put a little bit in the seam all the way down. Now you don't want to glue the other side, like the bottom down. You don't want to glue that down because that's where the paper clips, the hidden part is. And then I put a little bead right on the clip itself. And then just fold it over like that. Okay, and again, we're going to do some smooshing action here because you're going to have to smoosh it around the paper clip because the paper clip is more three-dimensional than the cardstock. So you really want to make sure that that's all glued down nice and well. Okay, and see how this is uneven here at the bottom of the paper clip? I'm just going to go ahead and cut that even like that. Okay, now what I've seen a lot of people do, and maybe we'll do that in a minute, is to round the edges on the bottom of the paper clip. So now this is a hidden paper clip. So let's see if I had this as my thing. So it just goes on like this, okay? Like that. But we're trying to use our snippet, right? So let's go ahead and get another piece. Let's use a different snippet here. Let's use... oh, I don't know which one. Let's see. This is just a hidden paper clip on that. Well, we'll go ahead with this one. We'll work with this one some more. Okay, so now if I use this end, I'm going to cut this pink flower in half or I'm going to cut some of those petals off like that to make it big enough. So let's see what happens if we go the other way. I would actually get most everything in. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it here, where this pink part is. I'm like this. And again, in this case, it's a little bit too, it's exactly, I think, 2 inches. I think I will go ahead and use all of it. If not, just go ahead and cut it where you want it to be. You know, if this was smaller than this, just cut the top one where you want it to be. There's nothing wrong with cutting stickers in half or even butterflies in half. You can still see what it is, you know, so that's not a big problem. And now I had just put washi tape on the back of these because, like I said, this tape, half of it is sticky and half is not. And I still have no idea what this paper tape was for, because it's not packing, because then you would have the whole thing sticky. But it was just something I picked up, I guess, at a thrift shop or something like that. So then we can just go ahead and take this part of the snippet and glue it right onto the front. Like that. Whoops. Now, because the paper clip is underneath there, and I want to move on to the next thing, I put a little much glue here. I'm going to kind of clean that up a little bit. Because I want to move on to the next thing, and we do have this paper clip underneath here that's making it a little bit bulky. I'm just going to grab some of my little pins and just put them on here while it dries. So I know it's grabbing tightly and even around the paper clip. Okay, so we're just going to let these 2 paper clips dry, and we'll go on to something else, and hopefully I'll remember to come back to those. Okay, So the next thing would be to make some mini note cards. Now I had to, what did I do? I was sampling the other one. Here we go. Okay, so I just cut these, I think they're 2.5 by 2, and I think this is 2, or it's 2.5 by 2.5. Anyway, you can cut your little note cards whichever way you want, okay? Whichever, if you want them square or if you want them longer than that or whatever. And then you can determine the direction that you want the image on your card, note card, to go. Now this one, if I do this, I'm actually going to cut, I guess it wouldn't matter to cut the butterfly. You could still understand that that was a butterfly. But let's go ahead and use one of the other ones because I've been using that one. Okay, here's a fun one right here. Let's see here what we've got. Now if I do this one, this little note card, I would have that green thing in there, and that would be perfectly fine. So I think on these note cards, I will go up and down. So let me just see here where I might want to cut that. I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, I see there's a line. If I can see it on both sides, I can cut right through it. It's on the underneath paper, this paper here. And I need to cut the top too because it was just a little bit too tall, I think. It might still be. Yep, it's still a little bit too tall. So let me go ahead and cut it down to where it should be. But, you know, I'm only making 2 of each of these things just to give you an idea. But like I said, if you have snippet rolls and you want to make a whole bunch of little note cards or something, just make the note cards, get your snippet rolls, and just get clipping and snipping and you know, putting them on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel this off. And I can feel already that this top piece is coming off my paper, so I'm going to have to glue that back on, which is not a big deal. And that's what I said. That was one of the reasons why I don't use the snippet rolls, because I think the rolls puts a lot of stress on your papers and they start to pop off. I think these ones are popping off because I did these in a video and I didn't take my time to properly glue them down, but it's no big deal. The composition is already there, so that's, you know, usually when you do a little collage, that's what takes the longest time. But when you're doing a snippet roll like this, you've already done the collage, you know, that's the part of the snippet, and so you don't have to worry about that. Now I'm just going to lift this part up here. Is that, what am I looking at here? No, this is this. Okay, this needs to be glued here. Yeah, the composition is already done. You did that when you made the snippet rolls. And by not knowing what the function of the snippet roll is, okay, here's where this part was coming a little bit loose, and I'll just re-glue that. When you don't know what the function of the snippet roll is, you're really free to just create. Just play, create, use your stickers. This one I can tell I used also, don't know if you can see here, these gold dots. I just dotted over it with a gold pen, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this looks like a Dollar Tree, one of the Dollar Tree gold markers, which I really love. I really love they are very shiny, very metallic. So there you go. So here's just a cute little note card. If you wanted to, you know, put it in a gift or something, you could put hello on there, or for you or something. If you wanted to put it in a happy mail, you know, whatever, and then you can write your note in there. So let's go ahead and make another one of those. Let's do one and see if we can do one with a side opening, you know, instead of up and down, which might be a little more tricky because I built my snippet rolls to go vertically, not horizontally, but I'm not going to let that deter me because I can go ahead and cut right here, and I'll use this top part. I'm not throwing any of this away, the snippet roll. I'm just going to be moving that there. I'll use that on another project. Now I chose this because it has this happy little piece of washi tape. It's Dina Wakley washi tape with the little faces on it. And I love that. I think that's so cute. So I just need to remove Holly's hair and just cut right underneath those little faces. And I also have a cute little pansy on here, this little pansy sticker right there. So I can go ahead and put this on like this. Now, if I wanted to, I could ink it all up and, you know, ink all the edges up and all of that. I'm not going to take the time to do it for these ones. If I do some mass making, I probably would do some inking. But this particular piece of Snippet, this is one of the ones I did in the video that I hope to remember to link at the end. I used very bright colors as opposed to grungy or vintage colors. So I would probably ink this in purple or pink or something like that instead of a darker brown or, you know, the usual dark that we use. So this in itself is super cute. I mean, just that little snippet made that cute little card. If you have an Etsy shop and you like to put note cards in, I do. I like to put something in. This would be cute to put in there. And I see I folded it just a little bit askew, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off. And there's another little note card, and this one opens this way. And of course, the note card itself, I'm just using this craft paper, but come on, guys, get out some of that scrapbook paper that you want to use up and use that, right? How cute are those, and how easy are they when you've already got the focal point done, basically, you know, the little collage done. So the third and final way I wanted to show you, I saw some people do this on Pinterest. Now I have this cute little drawing here. This is by Elizabeth, I'm reading her name here. I think it's Tichvon, T-I-C-H-V-O-N. This is a picture from a Stampington magazine. And she's got this cute little drawing that she did, or it might be acrylic paint, I don't know, of this little lady. And so I'm just going to cut her out real quickly here. Now, if you're going to make these, you know, for your own journals, take the time to do it the way you want it, you know, however fussy you want to do it. I'm just going to cut her pretty rough just for the sake of not making the video too long. But let's just go ahead and finish cutting her beautiful hair out here. And we are going to make a little paper doll from her. Now you could use a magazine image, just use the lady from a magazine. I just saw her and I thought she was really cute, so I'm just going to cut that off. I only really need her head, and let me just cut a little bit closer here. There's a little bit of white and I really just want her dark hair to show, so there, like that. Okay, so I'm just cutting a head, and then you do want to leave a little bit of a neck. Now this is just a fun little paper doll, so you can, you know, you can do it however you want. I think I'm going to use this snippet right here, and I am going to go ahead and even up this little top bit right here, like that. Okay. Now we're just going to make this her body. This is going to be her little body, this little piece of the snippet. So we have to decide how big we want her. Let's go ahead and cut right under this butterfly here so that we don't waste our snippet, and, you know, we still have good use of that there. So we can just glue her on there, but let's not. Let's go ahead and round her shoulders a little bit. Give her a little bit of a shoulder. And come around here, like this. And you can, you know, you can play with this however you want to make it. Now I'm thinking let's go ahead and give her a little bit of a scoop neck, because I can't stand anything up around my neck and it looks like it's strangling her. I can't tolerate that. She needs to have a little bit of breathing room there. Okay, so look how cute that is already, this little doll, okay? Look how cute she is, but we're going to take her a little bit further. Let's go ahead and I think I'm going to have to take off a little bit of this to stick it to her, but then I need to not to take it all the way off because I don't want all this sticky here. And this is only because I'm working with this weird tape I'm working with. You will go ahead and glue the whole thing down. You won't have to worry about that sticky thing. Okay, so let's see where we wanted her neck. I don't want her neck quite so long, so I think I'll glue a little bit higher. Oh, I know these are going to be so fun. Snippet roll paper dolls, right? Right? Am I right? Okay. So I'm just gluing her down here. And this is why you wanted her to have a neck. So you've got something really to hold her, you know, that will hold her head on really well, okay? So she's super cute. Now, you can give her little legs, you can give her little arms, and what I thought I would do, now this is just crazy. I got this at a yard sale, and it was an Amish yard sale. They had food and they had other stuff, and they had some sewing stuff for 10 cents a piece. And I got this chenille rickrack. I have never seen such a thing before. It is actually called chenille rickrack, and it's pink. Oh my gosh, and it's fuzzy. Have anybody ever seen that? You know where I'm going with this, right? Okay. Well, anyway, so at this yard sale, I also got, because I said they had food too, I got an Amish-made pumpkin roll. Oh my gosh, I love pumpkin roll. My son and my husband are not keen on it, but I absolutely love it. So, okay, why did I do that way? I don't know. I'm just trimming. You make your arms and legs from whatever you want. I'm just looking at this to think, do I want her arms or her legs to be this fun chenille? Because it's her legs. It's got to be her legs. Okay, her legs are going to be the chenille. So then I have a different idea for her arms. So let's go ahead and just put some glue up here, just on the end of her, where we're going to put her little legs, and put that on. Now, if, you know, depending on what you're going to use her for, I don't really have a purpose for her in my mind right now. But if you're going to do, oops, look, her legs just fell right off because they're not stuck on. I mean, the glue hasn't dried. Helen, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Okay. She may or may not have legs in this video. She's going to have legs. Whether it's in this video or not, we'll have to see. So we're going to have to clip this again. I'll spread them out a little bit. Okay. And if you don't have these kind of clips, just clothesline clip. What are they called? Clothes clip? No, you know what I mean. The clips you use on a clothesline, they will work just fine too. So the other thing is she does probably need some arms. So let's see. I have... I just have some plain of this. This is the cardstock that I cut when I... See, if I do the plain, then you can see her arms. If they were super decorated, they're going to detract. Now I have to figure out... I think I want them on the front like this. And then, see, you know what would be really fun too? You could also, I don't have them here, but you could put eyelet in there so that her, or a brad, so that her arms move, right? But I don't have that here, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to round off one end here just so that it will kind of fit her shoulder. And I'm just really eyeballing this. Her arms probably will not be the same length. But they're pretty good. They're pretty good. So let's go ahead and glue down her little arms. And then what you can do, I hadn't planned this out as to go this far with her, but I'll tell you what I would do if I had something on my desk to do it. Just a second. Let me get this other arm on for her. Cute little girl. Now, again, it would be fun if you had a not so fussy as the background, but a different kind of scrapbook paper maybe you could use. So I brought her arms together here, and she doesn't have any hands. So you could just give her something to hold, you know, like something, a sticker. If you had a sticker of a flower or something, you could put it there and it would make it look like she's holding that or whatever. Anyway, so here's a cute little paper doll. I'm so afraid to take her legs off, or the pins off of her legs. But see, you can use your snippet rolls to make cute little paper dolls. So let's just go back real quick to the paper clips, and I just want to show you. That's one thing about using this kind of glue. It does take time to dry. I believe the art glitter glue dries a lot more quickly. However, I'm not sure if that would hold thick chenille rickrack. And guys, let me know if you've ever seen a chenille rickrack before. I thought, oh my goodness, that's so cute. Okay, so see, now I cut that one to be, I think is that called a fishtail banner, like that. So we've got our paper clip. Where's our other paper clip? What did I do with the other one? Oh, it's right in front of you, Helen. Okay. Here's our other one right here. And this is the hidden one. So on this one, I think what I'm going to do is just, again, I'm eyeballing. You can use your rounder, corner rounder if you have one. Or if you don't have a corner rounder, what you can always do is use like a quarter or a dime, whatever size you want, and put it on the end and just cut, like draw around it and then cut it. So this is our hidden paper clip here. So if we had a page, let's just pretend this is a page of a journal instead of a piece of scrapbook paper, and it would just go on like this. Okay, just like that. So guys, these are super fun to make, fun little projects. We have the two little cards. Look at all this other mess. Let me get that out of the way. We have these two little cards, one that opens this way. And again, if you wanted, you could just go ahead and round the corners, ink them up, you know, do whatever. But making a snippet roll and then using it to make your little projects is such a fast way to get a whole bunch of little collage crafts done, if that makes any sense. And I'm trying to see if this will stick her legs. No, they're not ready to stick on yet, so I don't want to take that off yet. But I think she's adorable too, and she will be so fun to use in a journal. It would be really cute with her fun little feet like this to have them sticking out the bottom of a journal, I think. But anyway, so I just thought I'd give you a couple other ways to use snippets other than just, you know, using them directly, you know, cutting a piece and directly using it into your journals. So if you haven't made any snippet rolls and you just want a really kind of mindless project and you want to use up all your supplies and stickers and painted papers and whatever, this is a great way to do it. Great way to do it. And like I said, I'll link the video in the back at the end of this, how to make them. So guys, I hope you liked this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I ask that you do. And until the next video, I hope you're all truly blessed. Bye-bye.